At the same time, I feel that there is a very bigger role of our society, teachers and parents in this, like who should not let their children, in a lonely state, just involve in their lives like a friend. So maybe that can also help.
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, the family should be aware of and what the children are doing, where they are going, and all these things. Because sometimes the impact of the drugs is so much that the children, the decision making, they cannot take the right decision making, and when the brain gets affected, and there may be mental issues also.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and ma'am, just let me know like why people fall into drug abuse. I mean, what are the reason of, if they are living so happily and all of a sudden we come to know. So what are the reasons according to you?
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, the dopamine, when it is making with the meditation and all, makes you keep calm and they can stay away from all that. So, all the children should know about this simple technique so that they will not fall even in trouble. And so, that is how, like, but what is happening nowadays due to academic pressure?
Namaskar, Shruti ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Namaskar.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss and create awareness on the use of narcotics and drugs among youth. And also, we will try to highlight the harmful effects of substance abuse on health, mind, academics, and future goals. And it focuses on building awareness, correcting myths, helping students to understand how drugs impact health, academic performance, relationships, and future career. And it also focuses on resisting peer pressure, making informed choices, and adopting healthy lifestyle to build a drug-free society. So I welcome Shruti Reddy. She is an impact certified international trainer and certified anti-narcotics trainer with over 5 years of experience in youth empowerment and leadership development. And she is serving as president of ICISC Hyderabad and vice president of Lions Club International. She inspires young mind through life skills, cyber safety, and drugs-free awareness initiatives. So, welcome, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, thank you so much for a warm welcome. I'm fine. Thank you. Okay, yeah, a great introduction. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming. So, ma'am, first of all, I would like to know, like, what inspired you to, to start this journey?
Yeah, exactly. Having a passion for the education, I always wanted to keep learning and update myself. And at the same time, I liked serving the people and sharing my knowledge. So this made me to travel my journey for the past 5 years. And I'm an international certified trainer. And I have conducted many workshops like schools and college. And on behalf of the Alliance Club International, I do a lot of service activities and at the same time I keep sharing my knowledge.
Great, ma'am. Great, great, wonderful. Ma'am, what is anti-narcotics?
Yeah, exactly. This is nowadays because we are hearing everywhere narcotics, students getting abused or going in the wrong way, and so many things are happening without the knowledge of the parents and all that. Today it became an important for every individual, every citizen to know about this awareness program. And on behalf of the command control, our TG NAP, that is Telangana anti-narcotic department, the head of the department, sir, Sandeep Sandalia, sir, gave us a very good awareness program and we got a certified training with sir and helping all the people giving awareness and not to fall in trouble. And this is all about what we are doing as a service part. And we all know, like generally, when any person gets sick and all that, they do take medicine with the help of the doctor just because to come out of the problem. But there are some substances which they think they relieve the pain or they make them to go to sleep or it makes them to do the numbness and affect the brain and the nervous system. And these are called the narcotics. So these are the substances which anybody should not use, but without knowingly or unknowingly, the people are falling into trouble because of lack of awareness. So we are helping everyone to be aware about this narcotics.
And what are the common substance youth are exposed today, and how, like, they can prevent with those substances?
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, the common substances the youth are exposed to, like we all know nowadays, we hear right from the antique days, the people used to use the tobacco which is very injurious to health, like
Mm-hmm.
cigarettes, then hookah, gutka. So they think it is for the pleasure and comfort they try to use, but those things which help them indirectly and cause them addiction, and it may lead to the cancer and heart and lung diseases like that. And the people they take in villages, we have seen they are taking the alcohol, even if they take one or two pegs like that for the comfort and for the relaxation, but knowingly or unknowingly they are being addicted to that, like the beer, wine, whiskey, and so many, like these are all come under the alcohol. And it leads to the poor judgment. The people, once they are prone to such addiction, and they cannot take the right judgment. And there are some substances like ganja, that is the ganja, the people, even students, the youth are falling in that. And sometimes even in the brownies and cookies, they do get mixed, and the children fall into prey. And because of that, the memory loss can happen, and lack of anxiety and lack of motivation can happen to the youth, and which they may fall in trouble. And some medicines like cough syrup, even if they take without the doctor's prescription, and it is also a dangerous thing, and the youth may fall in the trouble. And some drugs like whitener, the paint, and the thinner, they use regularly in the household things. But if they take without their knowledge a lot, they can also prone into trouble, and the brain and the liver can get damaged, and sometimes it may even prone to sudden death. So our government, like synthetic drugs, and nowadays the party, lot of parties happening. The youth, they're giving a lot of time for the enjoyment, but knowingly or unknowingly, the youth also, when they go to the parties without their knowledge, and when they take some cool drinks and all that, some substances, when they added into that, definitely they can fall into trouble, and it may lead to depression and anxiety and all such things. So everybody is taking a lot of care nowadays to educate the students so that they will not fall into such troubles.
Yeah, so wonderful, ma'am. So you have like covered almost all the kinds of, chemicals and drugs and the, traditionally taken things like hookah, gun, like tobacco and other things. So, but to the extent, I mean, it is getting abused in the society by, just for the pleasure and all with the wrong knowledge. So it is really very deadly thing. And also, I feel even the cough syrup is having, I think, 50 to 60% alcohol, right?
Yeah,
So even that is also dangerous. So, like, one should be mindful in having all those things. At the same time, I also feel that even the sleeping
yeah.
pills are also having some kind of alcohol in it, which is creating, harmful effects to our mind. Yeah, and I am a mind transformational coach, so I usually study about the, impact of these drugs on the mind, how it, impacting our brain, thought pattern, and all other aspects related to mind.
So, like, I would like to know from you, how does this meditation shift the brain frequencies to regulate the dopamine and create a stable joy?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's very much needed in today's date because, see, our ancient knowledge is having a lot of wisdom and it is so much profound and actually needed in today's society. And meditation is very simple process. So meditation or dhyan, what we call it in Sanskrit. So meditation or dhyan works by shifting the brain from higher stress beta waves to alpha, theta, and deep gamma frequencies. Because when we are in a natural state, we are in the beta state or we can say a disturbed state, or where we are not able to focus keenly. But the moment we are trying any meditational practices, the frequency of mind shifts from beta to alpha, theta, deep gamma frequencies, which are linked to calm, focus, emotional balance, and insight. And in these frequencies the nervous system relaxes, stress hormones reduces, and dopamine also releases. And dopamine is like a feel good chemical which is released in a gently, healthy way instead of sudden high and crashes. Like when we use the drugs, it, it gives a very fast and inadequate quantity dopamine to the brain. That is why a person feels so happy after taking drugs. But in meditation also same process happens, but whatever our body can take or whatever is requirement of my mind, to that extent only it happens. It does not happen in unregulated way in meditation. So that is the difference. Then this state also restore dopamine receptor sensitivity, strength, and it strengthen our prefrontal control, and that is important for decision making.
Mm.
And it also creates a feeling of steady joy and clarity. And it is not acting as a stimulation. It is acting as calm and consciousness in our brain, and that is where we feel very happy, light, and blissful. And
Yeah.
yeah, and ma'am, just let me know like why people fall into drug abuse. I mean, what are the reason of, if they are living so happily and all of a sudden we come to know. So what are the reasons according to you?
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, the dopamine, when it is making with the meditation and all, makes you keep calm, and they can stay away from all that. So all the children should know about this simple technique so that they will not fall even in trouble. And so that is how. Like, but what is happening nowadays due to academic pressure? The students want to come into the top ranks, and they want to get into the groups and competitive exams and all. Due to pre-pressure, examination fear, the students may fall into that abuse and the addiction of such drugs. And due to emotional imbalance, when the students have the emotional imbalance and they feel loneliness, and there may be a possibility of getting addicted to this kind of substances. And nowadays we know everybody is addicted to this social media. So everybody, no student is seen without a mobile. So the social media is also influencing a lot to the students to get into this trouble. And just once the mindset. Suppose a student says, okay, the peer group. Suppose when the students go together to a birthday party, and so they don't have any habit of taking any drugs like that. But if any one friend says, okay, come on, why don't you try once and have a taste of it? He doesn't want to go, but if he thinks by mistake, let me try once, then he is falling in trouble. So that one trying once is not a good thing, which we should advise and motivate the children. Don't ever even try once also. So that single once mindset may fall in trouble. And then availability and normalization. So like if the drugs or the friends are showing them it's available easily, like now we are hearing so many places like nearby schools, they are in the form of the chocolate or the powder form. And the children, the poor children, they don't know. They think it is a normal chocolate. But what the shopkeeper will do, he will give one chocolate, the student likes it, and second time, third time, and he gets addicted to it. But he don't know the side effects of it. So this way, the easily availability of the product is making the children fall into such troubles. So we should be aware of all such things, and we should prevent ourselves.
Yeah, and like often I have seen even the very young girls, they just smoke and into peer. I cannot say it's a peer pressure, but I think they think that it's a kind of very cool and fashion and latest fashion to have a cigarette in my hand and to create a lot of shapes with the smoke. So and somewhere we can find even the movies and this social media is also responsible. At the same time, I feel that there is a very bigger role of our society, teachers and parents in this, like who should not let their children in a lonely state, or they should talk as much as possible, not only asking ki, kitna marks aaya ya what is the status of your studies. They have to just involve in their lives like a friend. So maybe that can also help, uh, apart from the creating awareness in the student, because a student falling prey just like that does not happen always. It must be some reasons behind it. And very young children, yes, of course, that there I think schools should check their environment, what is going on around the school. At least in half of the kilometer they should know what is all going on outside the school walls, or what are students are doing. all other activities.
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, the family should be aware of and what the children are doing, where they are going, and all these things. Because sometimes the impact of the drugs is so much that the children, the decision making, they cannot take the right decision making, and when the brain gets affected, and there may be mental issues also. So when the student are prone to such a drug, this thing, they can fall in the mental issues, and there may be a family breakdown also. The student, they don't just share the reality with the parents, and the parents think the children are just going to the college and learning their day-to-day things, but without their knowledge, if the children falls in such things, it will become a big problem, and a family breakdown also can happen. And when we think about the students, the young students, the academic career, and there will be a big loss for them because time once lost cannot be get back.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this academic disturbance will also be there once they are prone to such things. And especially the children, if they carry drugs or if anybody is allowing them, even if they hold or if the any government or department sees them, there will be say, legal consequences for that also. And they may fall in trouble. That way also the family can be fallen in trouble. So we should be very careful and have a protection for our own family and children to keep them safe. And loss of self-respect also can happen. And these are all the things which can be a problem creating in the health, family, and the society.
Yeah, yeah. And like, what is the impact of taking drugs, and like whether any hope for recovery of the child from that drug addiction to a normal life?
Yeah, exactly. Because suppose if any student or anyone falls addiction to this kind of things, at least he should share to the family or any counselor. There are de-addiction centers and they do counseling and they do give the right medicine for the person to come out of such problem. And lot of with calm activities and making him to go into the meditation thing and all that, they can definitely come out of the problem and they can get back to their normal routine. There is a possibility. So, what's the role of the Indian music, the instruments? Does it help them any? Like I heard that ragas is a healing effect of the body and mind and neuroscience. How does it help this kind of when any person falls in such situations?
Yeah, see, nowadays we are observing that there are a lot of institutions and people who are providing music healing. So, Indian classical music is based on some kind of rhythms, ragas, and different kind of instruments are there. If we just go back, Krishna played flute, right? And flute is there, drums are there, tabla is there. So these are the natural healers of the mind and body by directly influencing brain and psychological functions. Like each raga, we have the Sandhya raga, the night ragas, different kind of based on different emotions and vibrational pattern, and also it reduces stress, regulate heart rate. So you will find the healers, music healers especially, they are working. Suppose if somebody is having a bad heart, so for that different kind of music they will play. For BP, different kind of music. For creating a pattern in the minds, different kind of music can be played. So it enhance focus and improve mood by stimulating dopamine. So here also, with the help of music, dopamine and serotonin and GABA pathways we can activate. And see, like there are institutions which especially like sitar and basuri, veena, tabla, all these produces resonance and modulate brain waves. So yeah, it is good for synchronize heart breathing rhythms and activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And actually there are a lot of research happened, like how mind is reacting to the music.
Mhm.
So when we are in full control of our mind, like it basically kind of helping the patient in getting out of that addiction. Yeah, and it is also good for our prefrontal cortex and motor areas, fostering emotional regulation and cognitive enhancement, and also good for all kind of pain reliefs.
Yeah, like as you said, definitely. I read like in hospitals, the patients are treated with by giving the musics and they don't need the medicines. These are all the simple techniques which ancient like everybody in ancient days also people used to follow by keeping calm themselves and being in a pollution free and talking with the people, positive people. When they have the positive people around, directly or indirectly, they will not fall into such troubles. So these kind of things also help a lot, like as you said. And at the same time, this pranayama and how does it help work together, about the nervous system? Does it help anyway? Doing pranayama and all that?
Like yoga movements like Surya Namaskar and all
Mm.
the pranayam, like breathing exercises like Bhastrika, Anlom Vilom, this increase the blood flow in the brain. So,
Mm.
due to this oxygenation and neurons gently stimulate dopamine because when we oxygenate the brain, there will be a slow release of dopamine and other feel good chemicals. They also balance the nervous system, lowering stress hormones and improving focus. And especially when we do the Om chanting, that further calm the mind by stimulating the vagus nerve and activating again the same thing what we discussed in the music, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So it basically induces a deep, calm state of mind, slowing the heart rate, shifting the brain waves to alpha and theta state, which stabilizes their mood, improve emotional control, and create steady natural joy. And when they start, like when anybody know that by doing these practices, I am getting a kind of relief, I am getting a kind of bliss or enjoyment inside me. I don't need any stimulators outside. So this is actually a very great tool to handle these kind of patients and to teach. And in fact, I advocate that all these practices schools should teach to every student so that they know what is the real bliss, what is the real instrument for happiness instead of searching elsewhere in the world. And it will also enable them to focus on study, focus on their own development rather than searching for the stimulators. Yeah. And so suppose if a child wants to taste drug for once, so is trying drugs once also really dangerous? And how can parents identify early sign that my child is taking drugs?
Yeah, exactly. Because but trying once is very dangerous, as we have discussed, because suppose if the friend says, "Okay, birthday, come on, let's try." So once he falls, then one day he tries, second day he try, and third day he, without telling the parents, he may go out and try more and more, and the parents think, "Okay, my child is going to the college and studying." So such things can happen. But the parents should have an eye on the children, what they are doing, where they are going, what they are studying, with the what kind of friends they are moving around. So this all makes, and they can be aware of what's happening around. And suppose if by mistake any student falls in such a thing, the parents cannot recognize. But every day when a child is a normal going to the school or college, and suddenly his behavior changes, he will be in the mood swing, and he just sits calm at one place, and he keeps thinking, and he don't want to mix with the people, and he don't feel hungry, he always feel drowsy, and he cannot think what is right for him. These kind of changes, why a child is happening all of a sudden. So the parents should aware of such changes in the children, and immediately they should take an action, help him come out of such problem. So when as a family it is our priority to take care of the children, so at the same time when they give a good time to the parents and have talk with them, be like a friend, definitely the children will share with them what's happening. Okay, without unknowingly they might have fallen in trouble, but it is our responsibility as a parent to take care of the child, and definitely the child can come out of such problems after counseling and giving a right guidance.
But how much time it will take for a child or a student or a youngster or a grown up to come out of that situation and that entire mentality of that and the dependency of the drugs?
Yeah, I suppose if he is in the initial stage, it doesn't take much time. So, suppose the drugs can be in so many forms, like powder form, it can be tablet form, and if they are in starting stage, it will be easy. And if they prone into a final stage, the final stage is where they try to inject with the injection, and that drugs go into the bloodstream and it will go the whole of our body. At that stage, it will be difficult, but still they can try and help him to come out of the problem. But we should be aware of now, because of the trend, what's happening around us, we know. So we should be aware and guide the children and give them the awareness. Once they know, okay, this is bad, you should not take. And once he knows what is good, what is bad, definitely he cannot fall in trouble. And it is a responsibility not only as a family, as with the friends, with the society, and everyone around us. We should see, we should stay happy. If a family stay happy, the community can live happy, our India and culture and as a whole world. So we can help each other that way by not falling in trouble, giving them the right guidance, and making the children, as you said, definitely they should follow the meditation, all the positive things in day-to-day life, whereby they can take the right decision, think positive, and get a good success, and they can achieve the goals what they want. So everything is possible. So when they go in the right track. So we always wish everyone not to fall in any trouble and be aware of what's happening around. And if the children, even if anybody says, they should inform the parents without permission of the parents. They should not fall in such trouble, because sometimes when they go to extreme thing, they can even there is they we have seen some stories that children steal money because they want to buy the drugs. So like that they may go in the wrong path. So we don't want children to fall in such trouble. So for that reason, only for giving the awareness to the parents, children, and everybody, we are just sharing all this information. And apart from that, to come out of, as you have shared with me, like listening to the music, doing meditation, how the dopamine multiplies and all. I heard the bhajans also help. So how the bhajans help in this context?
This question reminds me about Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON. So he passed away. So who surprised the US government by transforming hippies who were drug addict in USA, and they were doing all nonsensical things on the road in public, and so they were converted by Srila Prabhupada into disciplined, kind, and spiritually focused individual. And then he brought Hare Krishna chanting, kirtans, and devotional practices to the West. And you have seen many programs where they follow like ISKCON and that Hare Krishna bhajan. Okay, then a lot of rock stars are also there who are, playing all the spiritual songs. Even in India now, even in the youngsters now, there is a fashion that okay, just do kirtan based rock shows they are doing now. So that is the new trend. I feel it's very welcome and good trend, at least better than what they were doing. I mean, there are a lot of other stuff. So it's a very good move. So basically, singing, chanting, and listening to the sacred text create deep joy and peace. And that is what Sri Prabhupada himself has invented. I will not say he invented, but after knowing the Gita, he just want to, share that knowledge to the entire world. And at the age of 65, he started his journey, and his first disciple were hippies. And nobody can understand that how bad, I mean, how bad they are with themselves, doing all such kind of things. And when they are converted into very humble citizens and very ideal human beings, then everybody shocked that yes, even because bhakti teaches us discipline, bhakti teaches us doing welfare, doing good things in life. So even science also confirms that chanting releases again dopamine and oxytocin, making the brain feel happy, connected, and calm without harmful effects. Because when we do a certain act repeatedly, then our mind focuses on a certain pattern, and in that the mind focuses shift, and we start creating lot of good things for us. So bhakti, kirtan, and gratitude, especially if naturally one practices it, elevate the mind. And group chanting boost bonding interest. So there are a lot of things which actually help. And like unlike narcotics, so these practice do not hijack the brain. In narcotic actually is hijacking the brain to a different level by stimulating lot of chemicals in the brain and other things. So that is one great thing what our ancient wisdom has ancient knowledge has taught us. So we should follow definitely that particular route whichever way a person can be connected. So I feel that we should remember and start doing a small or big, whatever, community things in schools or colleges. It should not be given a color of religion, but it should be given a color of one scientific belief or one scientific fact, that how devotion can change lot of things for a human being, for a person.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like when you were saying about the bhajan, bhakti, and all that, I started remembering. Usually, when we go to any temple, the people do the claps. So why
Yeah.
do they do the clap? Because the pressure points at our fingers. When you do clap, it creates a immense joy, our inner joy. So this also helps it. But like one way we are praying God, focusing, concentrating, and the other way doing this also helps our physical, mental, and emotional balance of our body. And definitely we should inculcate all the values. Like in olden days, what we have seen, the Sanatana Dharma, again coming back, all the rituals, what our ancient people used to do, all that we have to inculcate in the children in day-to-day culture, because the students are slowly, without their knowledge, drifting because of the social media or the influence, whatever happening in the society. So we should protect our children, protect the values, protect our ancient system, and inculcate in the students right from the age, as you have told, in the school level. When we inculcate, definitely they can be very good citizens of the country, and they can even build a big nation. Like as we are hearing now, the whole world is looking at India, and that is how there is a possibility of building a great nation. And we should protect our country, and by giving the values to the children at the same time, teaching them what is good, what is bad, what is your responsibility, what you have to do. See, life is not all about just by getting degrees or certificates. They need to get educated with the values, with the Sanatana Dharma, and all the practices what our ancient people have done. And this all helps a student to become successful and be positive, take the right decisions, and go in the right way, and they can achieve all their goals. So, we do share our knowledge like this. It is the session what we both of us are discussing is all about anti-narcotics. It is only about giving the awareness to the students, and our Telangana government has taken a big step. They are doing a lot of awareness programs in school, college, community, and the government also has taken a big step to make our India a drug-free country. So we say no to drugs and say yes to life. When we say no to drugs and say yes to life, and this is the like a slogan we can make children right from the early age, share with them in the schools with the campaigns, and sometimes like don't go to drugs because it is affecting your health. So we can make them do the drawing charts and educate them in the simple way where it can reprint in their minds, and they can start thinking, okay, this is what happens if we go in the wrong way. This is how our health is going to affect. So when they do in the craft work in the school level with all the assignments in a simple way, when we give the awareness, it becomes a very well educated person. And by giving awareness in the society, in the communities, our communities can be drug free. And at the same time, when we do the campaigns, so many people we are seeing, even we also have done with Sandeep sir, Sandeep Sandalia sir, we have taken a march around more than 10,000 people on the Necklace Road in Hyderabad. We took a march and on behalf of this anti-narcotic. So we have got a special command control department, TGANP, that is Telangana Anti-Narcotic Department, where all our police people have taken a big role to make our country free. And we wish all the people to be safe and be happy and achieve their goals and have a successful life. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, thank you, ma'am. So, what I feel is that children in the schools, if they will be given a practical exposure, like some kind of movie animations or something, so that it will have a great impact on their mind. So thank you so much for joining today. And so we can conclude that addiction is a brain disorder, not a moral failure. So we should not see it from the morality aspect, but a disorder, a kind of a disorder created by them. And with awareness, support, and right practices, recovery is possible. So thank you so much, and it is a great pleasure to have you today with us. And definitely going forward, I for even more sessions where awareness, we can create more awareness in the society. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.